Doesn't matter. You're like Igor Stravinsky said, most people don't know what they like what they know. If I say the word N, well, okay, well, I'll keep going until you go, I've had enough. Okay, how about this one? What was the function of the cave artist? Now, I'm not trying to ask you because you're an anthropologist saying, oh, I've studied Herzog's movie and millions of books. Your perception, and basically the hidden of this question is the function of the cave artist the same function of the people who Jasmine has been our art gallery, or the person who's just walking down the street and he sweeps the street and he happens to say, this is my art form. So what's the function of the cave artist, Mark?
Well, it sounds, I think there's to contain a certain body of information of the tribe, and also some sort of magical invocation as well. Good. Tribal and magical evocation. Give me that. Invocation.
Invocation. Yeah. That's like, I love to mishear words. I heard this Oscar-winning filmmaker on the radio, and he studied with Stan Brakhage in Colorado, and he's like, nominated for an Oscar. And it's like, so what? People don't care if you study with Brakhage, But, it's like sort of cool that he's saying I studied with Brakhage, and he says, I learned from Brakhage that the form should eliminate content. And I goes, fuck, dude, eliminate content? That sounds like something I would say. I like that. And I goes, I better check, because maybe I misheard it. So I Googled it. It says, form should illuminate. That is easily misheard. But how much of my head wanted to believe eliminate instead of illuminate? So tell us what that word means. Well, invocation? Yeah. What does it mean? Well, I'm thinking in actual magic, like ceremonial magic, if you invoke, you're invoking some sort of deity into your body or this sort of thing. If you evoke, you are like conjuring something like a particular demon. So there's a difference between those two. Would you say that's all astral body more than physical? You mean both of those? Yes. Well, probably, yeah. More I'm not so happy with your ass. That's good. Don't be happy with the five bodies. Okay. What's the question and where are we going with this? The question is, who knows? Huh? Oh, what is the function of the cave artist? Cave artist. What is the function of the cave artist?
I think you grab onto relief and you grab onto distress, and you can hold on.
Wow, you grab onto the relief
and you grab onto distress.
Distress.
Yeah.
And you hold on. It's like water skiing.
Yeah, it is. Very good.
Documentation.
Documentation. Thank you.
To express and record that which could not be described.
Good. Bruce Connors was great. He goes, I was making experimental films because no one was making any films that I wanted to see. Mm-hmm. And it's an amazing thought. But that express word is amazing too. Check this out. Gluin said that it's like, George Manipelli started the Experimental Film Festival in Ann Arbor, Michigan. 50 years of experimental film. He says, ignore yourself. Jonas Mekas says, there's no self-expression. Cecil Taylor said, I'm just a vehicle and this stuff just comes through me. So I always ask, can art making be egoless? Can you actually just be a reflection of what, or is art making that all it is? Whatever's dominant in culture and technology is just coming through you and it's coming out of you, or you're like, I'm self-expressing myself. That's so romantic sounding, but maybe it is. Will, are you self-expressing with the video, or you just hitting the button and it's coming through you?
Yeah, in between, that's it.
Thank you. What's the function of cave artists?
It's like the war room. They're preparing for the hunt.
Thank you. That's we all know the great Terry Southern line in Dr. Strangelove. There will be no fighting in the war. and then Reagan got to the White House, having seen Dr. Strangelove, goes up to the staff and he goes, so where's the war room? And they go, there's Oh, war room. And he goes, I saw it in Dr. Strange. Now that's not, that sounds goofy and funny, but anybody in film industry would know. Kubrick's a stickler for detail. You know, no, that's in the pickup, that's in the other building. What's the function of the cave artist?
I think in art history it's called sympathetic magic.
Oh, I love that.
Which is actually a visualization. It's like consciously making things happen by making pictures of it in front of you.
With your eyes shut or with your eyes
Just
open?
imagining things into existence.
Imagining, that is amazing, because, oh, I love that. Say the word again.
Sympathetic magic.
Oh, sympathetic
That's
magic.
what the art history book calls the cave paintings.
Thank you, I love
And
to
the
do
purpose
this. Art
is to
history.
visualize things into existence.
That is so good. I love that. I could think about that for a long time. Go ahead. The function of the cave artist.
No, I mean, it's probably just to pass something down to the next generation. To, you know, it's the same, like the graffiti artists were just interested in fame, right? Initially, they
That's a little limiting there, dude.
Well, no, they were. I mean, in a lot of ways.
Well, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but I mean, it sounds.
They just wanted to say, you know, everything's fucked up around me over here, and I'm just going to at least lay my mark out, so I could get noticed.
Yeah.
You know, so it's maybe a long-term version of that.
No, that's good, because Will took us, like, me and Eric aren't like so into going to street art guys in the art museum. He took us to the Berkeley Museum and saw that McGee show. Amazing. Highly recommend.
Did you see the graffiti show in LA?
I missed it.
You missed that.
Yeah, like,
that was
I'm too old for that, but I should know. It's like, you know, it's an
Super
important art.
popular.
It's an important art form, believe me.
Right.
Okay, Mr. Smarty Pants. No, no offense. I'm jealous. That's why.
To make the way that everything reflects everything else catalogable.
Catalogable, very good. Yeah.
Is that as smart as you thought?
No.
Was it exactly as smart or?
It's very good, because you don't think of that. Is that you have a stick in your hand and you have the ability to do something on a wall. I mean, think back that many years, what drove them to do that? And then what did they do? I always say the function of the cave artist was to share grapes and wine and have an art opening. That's what it's all about.
Back to the wine.
Yeah, it's like that's what art galleries eventually end. It's like, where's the wine? And I go in and then they go, first of all, you got to look at the art. Make like you like the art first, and then you can have a free glass of wine. Just cut to the chase. Okay. Sorry, no, that was very good. I'm making fun. I come out of the Lenny Bruce, Frank Zappa school. What it is you reverently satirize what you love. You know. Sorry, go ahead.
So it was a rainy day and it was kind of boring in the cave.
Very good. There's no word for boredom for the Australian Aborigines. So does that mean they never get bored? Well, they must get bored, but they don't have a word for it. Isn't that great?
Then they don't see it that way.
They don't see it. They don't see it as boredom. It's like,
Definitely
I'm
a
just
word.
chilling here or something.
I think visual storytelling, you're distilling down a story.
Very good, thank you.
I guess like trying to take something transitory and make it permanent. I killed a mammoth today, that's awesome, I have to save this somehow.
Yeah, back to your use of the word moving. Candor moving, was it? What was it moving? Something moving?
Oh, we were talking about the graph of the mind moving.
Yeah, the mind moving. So we got to permanentize this.
There's your history.
Yeah. Oh, and the Sun Ra said it best. He says, history says it's not my story, it's his story. Go ahead, Jed.
Well, I don't know if this is the purpose so much as that when these were being made, it would have been made by firelight, and so essentially it's exactly like what we're seeing right now, it's film.